Hi guys, it's me. I'm sorry that I am not at school today, but I wanted to share some information with you. So, today for class, you're going to be watching this video and following along. So, some things that you will need are the booklets that the sub is supposed to pass out to you. They should say Nature Unhooked. Some of you guys already have these booklets, some of you guys don't. Those of you that already have them, the sub should have passed it out and also passed out new ones to those of you who needed new ones. So, today, what you're going to be doing, you are going to be looking at some ways to get prepared for our field trip. So, our field trip is on Monday, May 6th. That means this coming Monday. So we need to be prepared. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. Those of you that are kind of nervous about maybe going fishing, don't be nervous. It is meant to be completely fun. If you are afraid to touch a fish or anything like that, there will be someone around you that will help you. Do not worry. So, some things that you will need for your trip, your field journal, you will need that. You'll also need a pencil. Bring maybe more than one pencil, and I'll bring my sharpener too. So that way, if your pencil breaks, we'll be able to get you sharpened and everything will be fine. You'll also want to have a water bottle. The site that we're going to does not have running water. So once you're out of water, you're out of water. So I suggest even bringing more than one water bottle. There is a restroom, but it doesn't have running water. So you won't be able to fill up a water bottle at a sink or anything like that. You'll also make sure you have your sack lunch, whether you get it from the cafeteria or you pack yours from home. Either way is great. Sunscreen is something that I would encourage you. You don't have to have it, but I would encourage you to wear it. We'll be outside pretty much all of the day, and the sun can get pretty hot and burn your skin if you're not careful. So it's always good to be prepared. Wearing a hat, again, is optional, but it would be good for extra protection. Sunglasses as well. You don't have to have them, but if you have them, you might be glad that you wear them. This next one, the towel to sit on, that is optional, but it is nice, especially with all the rain that we've been getting. Likely the ground will be wet. And so there's not going to be chairs to sit on. There's not going to be, everywhere you go is not going to have sidewalk kind of thing. You're going to be walking in the grass, and whenever you're fishing, if you want to sit down, you might want to sit down on a towel. If you want to sit in the wet grass, you can, but the towel is not for swimming in the pond because that's not going to happen. It's just simply to sit on or to wipe something off if you need to. Another thing I would suggest bringing is tall socks. This would be to keep grass off your ankles. Again, it's been raining a lot lately and it's been so wet. The chances are they might not have time to mow this weekend. So it could be taller grass, so up around your ankles. So you might want to have some higher socks on to just not get so itchy. And then lastly, bug spray. So bug spray is really not something every person needs to bring. If someone in your one or two people in your first hour bring it and they feel like sharing, then we would be covered and everything would be good. Okay. So another important thing about the field trip is being able to identify poison ivy. Poison ivy is something that is rampant out there, basically. It is just checking to make sure I'm recording. It is easy to identify if you know what to look for. And so I'm going to show you how to identify it. So if you see here this picture, the picture in the middle is, I call it a double mitten. It's like if you put two hands on top of each other and then you see thumbs on both sides. That's the double mitten. And then, so the thumbs on both sides, get it? And then on the right and the left side, those are like the thumbs that are sticking out. You are going to want to be able to talk yourself through that. So you might pause the video and really look at this picture and then the next picture that I show you on how to identify it. Okay. So here are some real life pictures of what poison ivy looks like. Poison ivy, it can be growing just along the edge of the grass, just like kind of like weeds growing with them kind of thing. They can also be growing up the side of a tree. They could be in big groups like this, or it can be kind of just small plant growth here and there. But basically you just notice here's our double mitten right here with our thumbs. And then on the outside, the two outside leaves, it's the outside of them that have the thumb. The inside is generally pretty smooth through there. And you can see that over here too. So just to know what to be looking for, this will come in handy later as well. So the science workbook and magazine I've kind of talked about with you some already. Just make sure that your first and last name are on both booklets. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and pick up your marker and write your name on both sides, both booklets, the small, the light blue and black one, that is the one that you get to write in. And then the other one, the magazine type thing, you can put your name on that. You'll bring them both on the field trip. So just a reminder, you can pause this video as you need, just to make sure that your journal is set up just like the picture. So I'm getting ready to talk you through each station that you'll be attending and kind of setting your notebook up so that a way you are ready for the field trip when we get there. So we're going to have a special place in your journal that you're going to record everything you see and everything you do. Now, don't get too worried. It's not going to be too intensive as far as what I expect you to do there, but at every station on our field trip, you will be recording something in your workbook. So sometimes it's going to be drawing a picture. Sometimes it's going to be writing 1 or 2 sentences about something. And in one of our stations, it's going to be just sticking something in the book. So we're just going to make sure we're all on the same page. So the first station that we're going to talk about is the pond study. There are 5 total stations that you'll rotate through on this field trip. This one's really, really neat. It's going to be ran by a Missouri Department of Conservation worker. So there's going to be someone there that's going to be helping run this station, which is great because they have such good experience. At the pond study, you will have a tub that you will be scooping up some water with, as well as a net to kind of get some other good stuff in it. And they'll talk you through this. You'll get to look at the different macroinvertebrates that you collect. So in your journal, I'm just going to ask that you check off, because you're going to have a list. You're going to draw and you're going to label the different invertebrates that you find. So on page 40, go ahead and turn to page 40 in the workbook. So the book that has areas for you to write, you're going to turn to page 40. And at the top of page 40, just write the word pond study. So this is what page 40 looks like. Those of you that I had in class for our SOAR rotation, you maybe got to look at this page with me. Some of you did, some of you didn't. And it says Activity 5.2, Aquatic Invertebrate Sampling. So we're looking at investigating the water quality. You can see over here it's got different invertebrates and different things listed that you'll be looking for. And you'll be able to check those off as you go. Not only will you do that, you'll also draw some of those creatures that you capture. And then you'll also be able to write down some thoughts and reflect on your time at the pond study. So that's what you'll put here. But it's going to be really great. So I want you right now with your marker to go ahead and make your notebook look just like mine. I want you to write down every word that I wrote in blue marker in your journal on the correct page. If you need to pause this video now, go ahead and do that. Our next station is station 2, water quality testing. You'll write on page 42 for this. We will be taking some samples of water and testing the quality of it, just like what it sounds like. We'll be looking at how much oxygen is in the water, what's the pH levels, different nitrates. So it's going to be really cool. And you will be sketching some for this one. So you will draw in your journal, or write in your journal, exactly how I wrote. Water quality testing at the top, the name of the test, results, a sketch before and a sketch after. So go ahead and make your paper look just like that. Pause if you need to. Station 3 is a geocaching station. So if you've geocached before, this is going to be slightly different because you're not going to be using cell phones. You're going to be using an actual little GPS, handheld GPS thing that is pre-programmed. And so there are going to be 5 different locations that are programmed in the GPS, and you will be going from place to place, from location to location. At the location, there will be a stamp or a sticker, one or the other,